This episode is brought to you by Joe's Master Service in Edinburgh. Oil changes, brake repairs, wheel alignments, tire installation, battery service, tune-ups, AC repair, even vehicle inspections. Joe's Master Service does it all. 956-383-1882 or visit joesmaster.com for service you can trust. U.S. Mail and More, your one-stop holiday shipping and mailing outlet. Domestic and international mailing, packaging service, office supplies, postage stamps, money orders, copies, and fax service with 2 convenient locations in McAllen, Texas. Call them for more info at 956-631-0378.
I'm on social media, dude, and people love you, dude. I mean, they love you.
They really love you.
They do, bro. I mean, you have a lot of admiration from a lot of people. And, you know, I mean, of course, a lot of it goes back to Selena and all that, but you've built your own brand, dude. You've stuck to it. You've been consistent. You've never given up.
Yeah.
And you're still doing what you were put on this earth to do, and that's make music. Some people wouldn't have gone this far.
It's
Some
been
people
tough, man. It's been tough.
And then, you know, there's that whole thing about living in Selena's shadow as well, you know, which sometimes may have an effect. But in the end, it was what it was, and it is what it is, and you've absorbed everything that came, and you also have had a big part in her legacy, living on to this day, dude.
Yeah, I think for me, right? I think for me, the thing is, like, regardless of all the, you know, what happened to her. Well, you know, there's no more band for me, and just the dark period of time following that for years, and the whole making decisions based on, like, wanting to be a musician and not el viudo, you know what I mean, and be seen in a certain light. But then once I finally got to a point of, well, embrace it. It's what you, it's what it is, you know. And then the advent of social media. I get to have a voice now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then noticing people jumping on and starting to follow and connect and interact with me through that. That made me see the whole situation from the beginning till now in a very grateful, optimistic kind of way. Because I could sit here right now and I can tell you all the negative things that have happened, all the things people have tried to do or have said about me, and we can go down that road all day long, and I think it's just a fact of life if you're going to go down this road. You know what I mean? But you can choose to look at all the positive, and the fans have been honestly the number one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and to answer your question, how does it make me feel? I never take it for granted, and I'm always grateful. And I try to put that energy forward when I see them or I get to spend time with them, because that's important, you know. You can't just...
Well, it's to me, if you ask me, all that is just part of your individual legacy. You know, you're leaving the legacy of your own, and that was just part of what you're building on your own as well. So, you know, I'm just really glad that you never gave up, because after something as tragic as what happened, most dudes would have just gone downhill, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
You know, they don't realize that.
Yeah, they think it was easy.
Yeah, they can be armchair quarterbacks from 2,000 miles away, but nobody's walked your shoes. Nobody's walked in your boots and your shoes but you.
Yeah.
And,
well, I'm
you
here
know,
to
as
say,
devastating as that news was and that incident was, you came back, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm here to say that all these years later, you know what I mean? I feel like just right now, as far as career goes, right now is where I'm the most happy and grateful, because I get to do so many different things. You know, I don't only get to work on, and it's not a have to, it's I get to. I get to work on the Chris Bettis Band. I get to work on the Metal Project. I get to work on Blue Mariachi Productions. I get to work on different... last night I was just tracking guitar for one of the ex-members of MDO, which, you know, it was a great idea, you know what I mean? And so I get to do all these kind of, just record with different people. I'm doing a lot of different things. I'm happy, you know.
Is it does acceptance have something? Did you have how did you do it? I mean, how did it happen that just one day you just said, I accept what's gone on in my life, and I'm gonna build more, and I'm gonna keep going. When was that epiphany? When was that moment of epiphany that you said, you know what? It is what it is, and it's time for me to get to work and do what I do best. Because you're a damn good musician too, dude.
Yeah, well, I appreciate.
You're not
that.
just
Thank
any,
you.
I mean, I've seen you play, and you're about perfection and hitting the correct notes and not playing sloppy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know. And so, when was that a moment of that epiphany that you said, you know what, I'm okay. It's okay. Let's do it.
I think it's been a gradual thing for me, but I think the actual, like, the defining moment was one day I turned around and I looked back at what I only considered to be Selena's legacy. And I never really took stock of the part that I played in that, because it's always been about her. It's always been about helping to push that forward and what she represents and everything like that. And I kind of, like, didn't think of my space in that whole thing. And one day, I think I mentioned it to you before, but I think it was when we were doing the thing in Miami, and the director of the movie, remember, we were having some
for
drinks
the
at
J-Lo
bar,
thing.
and he told me something, and when he told me something clicked in my head, and he told me about we were talking about the making of the movie. He was reminding me of some of the things that had happened. And it was a good
With Gregory.
conversation. Yeah, it was a great conversation, all positivity. And then he said something to me about, if we didn't have the love story, that we didn't have a movie. And when he told me that, something clicked inside me.
Wow.
And it was like, you know what, dude? Allow yourself to accept that. And then from then on, things just kind of started. I just started making different decisions. And
Wow. Those moments in life, dude,
Yeah.
they just impact you.
yeah, and there's a bunch of other little ones, but I think that's the one that kind of, like, if I'm facing this way, that one went,
Wow.
you know what I mean? Turned me in a different direction.